What's going on, E-Unit? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Mav bringing you back to yet another list ranking. Today we are going into the reason why I believe DMX has a GOAT case, because we are going to rank his albums today, one by one. Yes, we are. We are going to rank his albums. Um, However, I still got this one rule. The only albums we're gonna have are the stuff listed underneath his name, and they have to be albums. They can't be mixtapes. They can't be stuff he did for another artist. They can't. He can't be none of that. We did singles the last time we spoke about DMX. Now we're gonna just rank the studio albums, and I've been listening to some of these extensively over the past few months. You know what I'm saying? So without further ado, man, let's go ahead and dive right into this. Before we go ahead and do it, make sure you leave that like, comment, and subscribe and things, so that way you can see more iconic list videos like these. Here we go. Excuse me, I burped. I had dinner earlier. F tier. Now I'm doing this from least to greatest because I think how I'm gonna do it is, when it comes to rappers that we all know and love, I think I'm gonna just go from least to greatest, so that way it's all rise and the video can end on a high note instead of ending with the trash. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, F tier. You know, I'm being objective here. I have never listened to any DMX album in his discography and felt like it was good to skip the whole album, because there are no F tier albums in DMX's catalog for me. There may be a couple in some of your other favorite rappers' catalog, but there are none I can skip, really. However, that doesn't mean that there isn't something that is below mid, meaning it's a lot of skips. And only one album falls into this category, and that's Undisputed. Undisputed, didn't really like this album. I kind of felt like the sound of it was a bit, you know, some of the songs just didn't feel like X, really. Like, the only decent songs were I Don't Dance, Sucker for Love, Slipping Again, and then I mean, I guess like the first half of this album is decent, but the rest of it, you can forget about it, cause like ain't much to really go back to here. You know what I mean? I would only go to this record for only a couple songs. That's it. And then coming in at C tier, which is mid, meaning that there are several skips. There's only one album that belongs in here, and that's Year of the Dog Again, which got released in '06. It's the reason why there was a 6-year gap between the two, because DMX had been fresh out of his Def Jam Def Jam contract, thanks to a certain somebody whose albums I reviewed the last time I did a ranking of this, telling him that his album was not good, so he had to redo it all over again, and this is what we got. I kind of felt like if he was able to get away with the first draft for this, I feel like, me personally, this would have been like much higher on the grade level, but because he had to redo it, this definitely was a step back. I do like We In Here. I do like It's Personal, Come Through. Baby Mother was pretty dope. Dog Love was pretty dope. Lord Give Me a Sign. But apart from that, there's several skips on here. Like Wrong or Right, you could skip that. Blown Away, you could skip that. Goodbye, I Have to Be in the Mood For. I Run shit was kind of a letdown. Like I said, this album is mid. It's not terribly bad to where you could skip the whole. There's some gems on here, but you listening to it from top to bottom, you could tell that the bottom half of this clears the top half, apart from Lord Give Me a Sign. So yeah, if it wasn't for that certain somebody who shouldn't have been the president of Def Jam, this album would have been better. B tier solid, which means it's a good album, but there's still more than a few skips. What I have coming in is Exodus. I thought for a short track, this was pretty good. Like, Swizz kind of gave DMX a little bit of justice, considering that this was DMX's only posthumous album so far. And it was only right that, he get as much people as he knew on it, just to try to honor X's memory and life through songs and all of that. Like, I would say some of the best songs on here are Letter to My Son, Walking in the Rain, Hold Me Down, Money, 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 Dogs Out, That's My Dog with the locks on it. That was amazing. And I love Bath Salts because it proves my point that Jay-Z still can't hang with DMX and Nas, and DMX was dead at the time of this creating. You know what I'm saying? Like, Nas clearly cleared, but DMX had a way, way better verse than Jay-Z on this one. And I'm not being biased either, because this is a post-prime Jay-Z we're talking about. Now, if they were in his prime like how they were in Money Cash Hoes, it'd have been a lot closer, but still. But yeah, man, Nas ate on that, and Nas also ate on Walking in the Rain. And I also like the inclusion of his son Exodus on here. I thought that was pretty dope too. Yeah, Take Control is a fun little track, but you gotta be in the mood for it, so you can't really that's something I don't always go back to, but for more or less. Hood Blues and the skits I skip over. Skyscrapers I skip over when I go back to this, but Lil Wayne had a nice appearance on Dogs Out. I thought his verse was pretty good. But yeah, overall, this is a good listen. Coming up next, we have Grand Champ, also in the B tier. This is clearly X still at somewhere near the downward stroke of the mountain in terms of peak X. But this was still a solid release. This is the last of Def Jam era DMX, so we have to sync that in, because I don't think Def Jam DMX will ever be topped. You had, great songs like the intro, My Life, Where the Hood At, Dogs Out, Get It on the Floor, Shot Down with 50 Cent and Styles P. That was dope. The only songs I didn't like really were F Y'all. I didn't really like Rob All Night. Don't like We Bout to Blow. I do like The Rain though. Don't Gotta Go Home was decent. I did like Thank You. X Gonna Give It To You appears as a bonus track, and I love that. But yeah, apart from that, it's still a pretty good project to come back to. You know what I'm saying? If you watched my top 10 R&B and rap album list of 2003, it's a reason why this got an honorable mention. Like, this had bangers on it. You know what I'm saying? Coming in at another B spot, we have DMX, The Great Depression. This also was an honorable mention in 2001. If 2001 wasn't so loaded, this would have made it in my 5 favorite rap albums of that same video as well. But it just came out in the wrong time where music was just so at a high point. You know what I'm saying? And it got released a month after the Twin Towers got hit, so it also kind of got somewhat overshadowed by that, but not as much. But yeah, he has some great bangers, the first couple tracks, like Sometimes and School Street, and Who We Be is one of the greatest DMX songs of all time. My favorite DMX song, you know what I'm saying? Because he puts into perspective what we go through as black people in there. You know what I'm saying? Everything from how we live amongst our communities to the system, and then how everything that he talked about, like in the third verse, wrapped up towards how it measures up towards his personal life. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, he says the bullshit, the drama, the guns, the armor, the city, the farmer, the babies, the mamas, the projects, the drugs, the children, the thugs, the tears, the hugs, the loves, the slugs, the funerals, the wakes, the churches, the coffins, the heartbroken mothers. It happens too often. The problems, the things we use to solve them. Yonkers, the Bronx, Brooklyn, Harlem. You know what I'm saying? And then that second verse, what we seeing is the streets, the cops, the system, harassment, the options, get shot, go to jail, or get your ass kicked, the lawyers, the part, they all are the puzzle, the release, the warning, try not to get in trouble. You know what I'm saying? And then all the way down to verse 3, my wife, my kids, the life that I live. Through the night, I was his. It was right what I did. My ups and downs, my slips, my falls, my trials and tribulations, my heart, my balls. And then the best part of the verse, the best part of the song where he's like, my mother, my father, I love him, I hate him. Wish God I didn't have him, but I'm glad that he made him. For real. Because that's as honest as he could get about his parents in a song in quite some time since his career started, man. Like, this was his fourth year. Damn near. Third year. Because he got started in 98. So this was his third year, and we never hear him get that vulnerable about his parents like that since really flesh of my flesh, blood of my blood. So, but yeah, Great Depression. Definitely, I would say this is his most underrated project because I saw some reviews and a lot of them said that this was like a C tier album. No, this album is at least B. It's borderline A, but it's still missing a few things. You know what I'm saying? I do like Bring It. What? We right here. We ain't going anywhere. We right here. I love that song. Bloodline Anthem was a banger. Shorty Was the Bomb was a nice little story. Damien 3 was a great story to his follow-ups from his first two albums. I Miss You, which he dedicated to his grandmama, was amazing. But yeah, man. Other than that, great album by DMX. No pun intended because it's called The Great Depression. Fantastic album. Love it. Love it. Now we get into the nitty gritty, guys. A tier means there's very few skips. Very few. Ladies and gentlemen, coming in with the bronze medal, we have And Then There Was X. Oh, where do I begin with this album? This album is a wild ride from start to finish, from The Professional to Fame. And then, like, dude, this album has one of the, arguably DMX's third most recognizable song, which is Party Up in Here. Y'all gonna make me lose my mind up in here, up in here. Y'all gonna make me go all out up in here, up in here. Y'all gonna make me act a fool up in here, up in here. Y'all gonna make me lose my cool up in here. Man, every time somebody turns on that song, it don't matter where you go, people get hyped to that, bro. People get hyped to that. But yeah. What's crazy is, at first, DMX didn't even, I think X, you know what I'm saying, was in a feud with Corrupt for that song, by around the time he made that song, and that whole second verse was pretty much subvert shots directed at him because, you know, Corrupt thought he was sleeping with it was Foxy Brown at the time, which I don't know if he was or wasn't, but he told him, how about you quit whining over puss that don't belong? He said, I'm tired of weak ass niggas that whining over puss that don't belong to them. Fuck is wrong with them? Matter of fact, how he started off that second verse was iconic. He was like, some off the chain, I leave niggas softer than wing. You niggas still wanting fame. Often ain't. First of all, you ain't rap long enough to be fucking with me, dude. You ain't strong enough. So whatever it is you puffing on that got you thinking that you Superman, I got the kryptonite. Shut and smack you with my dick in the mic. Y'all niggas is characters, not even good actors. What's gonna be no outcome? Let's sign up on the factors. You whack, twisted, your girl's a hoe, you broke, kid chores, and everybody know your old man say you stupid. You be like, so I love my baby mother, I never let her go. Fire. What These Bitches Want is in here with Cisco. Iconic track, I don't care. Especially with that second verse where he made all those women names around. There was Brenda, Letitia, Linda, Delisha, Dawn, LaShawn, Inez, and Sarisha, Lisa, Monica, Karen, Vicky. You know what I'm saying? If you add all them names up, that's about like 40 something women. But anywho, Cisco also killed it there where he was like, one thing you gotta know, I'ma be a nigga for life. What's my name? Even though it has a sus line in it, I liked it. You know what I'm saying? If you want it, you gotta come and get it with it. All you gotta do is say, baby, ride or die. What y'all niggas want? What y'all really want? But yeah, the most underrated songs on here are "Here We Go Again" because he's telling a story about how a young guy in the game that he's a part of, like, you know, in the street gang he's a part of, you know what I'm saying? He tries to give him some advice and all of that, try to guide him right, but he's always somewhere messing up. And he messes up so bad where his crew members want him offed. But, you know, X tries to be merciful, but he goes to a point where he goes against the competition, goes up with the competition that they got, and, you know, X has no choice but to off him. Let's see. More to a Song, Don't You Ever, pretty good. Coming For You, pretty good. I do like Good Girls, Bad Guys. Why do good girls like bad guys? I especially like the end of that second verse where she was like, you can't be erased. And he was like, you'll get slapped in the face. X was hilarious, man. But yeah, apart from it all, man, this album is, you know, definitely big time enjoyable. You know what I'm saying? When I look through X's discography, I always come back to this one. You know what I'm saying? When I want to listen to some X. However, it does not beat what's coming in the next tier. Because coming in S tier, ladies and gentlemen, the silver medal goes to Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood. And the reason why this is on here, because this is the great cap off to the iconic two-peat that he had in 1998. DMX was not the first rapper to go to have a number one album on the charts twice in 1 year. That was actually Tupac in 1996, but the only difference is that DMX lived to see the success of both albums. Tupac didn't. But apart from that, man, this whole album is a freaking boss album. You know what I'm saying? Like, DMX brings that big dog energy. You know what I'm saying? From top to bottom, from the intro to Bring Your Whole Crew. I just love when a nigga bring his whole crew with just a big piece of kick for me to chew a hole through. Yeah, that song. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no way, which is arguably my second favorite song on here. Ain't no way you're gonna stop my flow. Ain't no way you niggas just don't know where niggas is about to go. Oh no, oh no. Ain't no way you're gonna stop my shine. Ain't no way you niggas jumped out mine. You niggas must be out your mind. I don't know why. One of my favorite parts here was like, you got a car? You better drive it the fuck up out of here and hope and pray I don't pull up alongside it. I like that We Don't Give a Fuck with Jadakiss and Styles P because, you know, some shots in there was thrown. I can't pinpoint who. You probably can think of who. But that whole used to be the dog used to be in my left titty line. And then like DMX, I think he was either dissing either Jay-Z or Ja Rule because all three of them was supposed to be a part of Murder Inc., which is why I say I can't pinpoint exactly who, but you know, you can have an idea of who it could be directed at, you know what I'm saying? Keep the shit the hardest. Fire. Like, to be honest, I can't really skip nothing when I listen to this. Coming From with Mary J. Blige, great. It's All Good. The Omen, which is Damien Part 2. And then the best song on here, by far, is Slipping. You know what I'm saying? You know, slipping, I'm falling, I can't get up. Slipping, falling, got to get up. Like, that's the ultimate motivation banger. Like, if you need some motivation from DMX, you play Slipping and listen to his life story that he details and how he, you know, got to the point where he got to. You know what I'm saying? You got to listen to stuff like that to really, really get a clear, perfect idea of what it's like to be started from rock bottom, going through hardships as a youth. You know what I'm saying? You know, throwing yourself to vices, overcoming them, getting to a high point, maintaining, fatherhood, all of that. Fire. Dogs for Life, which is my fourth favorite song on here because of the story. He's like, I would rather still with you. Dog, nigga, what? Why do we lie? Oh, ride till we die. On to the sub. You know what I'm saying? I love the story he told. He was like he said some he said some real shit in there because he said love is love and I enjoy the love, but when it's conflict, then it destroys the love. You can't toy with love. Niggas take it to the heart. Ain't gonna find too many niggas willing to fuck in the dark. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. I like intricate stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I really do like Prayer to and Ready to Meet 'Em. That's another one of my favorite songs on this album because me coming from a Christian background, it resonates with my spirit a lot. On top of The Omen, you know what I'm saying? Because The Omen was him trying to get away from the devil, and then the Prayer to and Ready to Meet 'Em was just him, swearing his allegiance. So that way, by Damien 3, by the time Damien comes around him again, DMX is treating him like, you know what I'm saying, you somebody I used to mess with that I don't want to mess with no more. And then by the end of that, Damien 3, he's praying again. You know what I'm saying? I love that. Blackout with the Lox and Jay-Z, fire. Also, the most underrated song on here really is Heat. The heat is on. Are y'all ready to fly? The heat is... Because he's telling a story of a robbery, you know what I'm saying, and a war that he's facing, as well as his personality going through it. He's like you and you go out the front, you take the back, you cover the first two, and I'll get the sack. Boomer didn't make it, neither did Sin. Now it's 3 niggas spitting 400 grand. You know what I'm saying? Great storytelling, W storytelling. You know what I'm saying? Say what you want to say about X and his style, but you could never knock his ability to tell a good story. Alrighty. I think I glazed flesh in my flesh, blood in my blood enough, man. However, the gold medal goes to none other than It's Dark and Hell is Hot. Nothing, I'm telling you, this is a top 10 rap album of all time for me. I don't know what y'all got in y'all list, but this is... And if I were to do a best albums of 1998 for R&B and rap, this definitely would be at the top. No cap. No cap. Yes, I'm putting it ahead of Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. Yes, I'm putting it ahead of Jay-Z's Hard Knock Life. Yes, I'm putting it ahead of Capital Punishment from Big Pun. Yes. If you got a problem with that, what? Yes, I'm putting it ahead of Some Shady LP2. Yes, I'm putting it ahead too. Are you going to cry if I don't have those albums above this one? Because this right here, man, DMX couldn't miss. Couldn't miss. Still to this day, DMX's biggest banger comes from this album. You know what that banger is? Stop. Drop. Shut them down, open up shop. Oh, no. That's how Rough Riders roll. Stop. Drop. Shut them down, open up shop. Oh, no. That's how Rough Riders roll. Come on, man. Do you know how many times that song has been referenced? That shit is a staple to the culture, man. Fucking with D, that came after that, fire. Get At Me Dog, which was the first single from this album, but it didn't really get that big of a hit since DMX was still very raw underground. So, but it's still fire because Sheik Luch did that hook. You know what I'm saying? Y'all niggas wanna be killers? Get at me, dog. Y'all niggas wanna feel us? Get at me, dog. Y'all niggas get the real. Get at me, dog. Keep it real. You know what I'm saying? Like, one of my favorite parts of this song is like, he says something. It'll take all this in the rap game will barely move because when I come through, it's like watching white bitches fall in the scary movie. You know what I'm saying? And then he was like, I don't know how to act. And get too close to niggas, they be like, protected by Viper, stand back. What's this? Y'all niggas supposed to be killers. Demented. What the fuck you want to do with this coward? Finish him. Descend it. Let Me Fly is one of my favorite songs on here. That's a D cut. Yeah, let me fly or give me death. Let my soul rest. Take my breath. If I'm gonna cry, I'ma die anyway. I'ma live long and I'll be gone any day. You know what I'm saying? X is Coming is also underrated. Even though X got some sus ass shit in there. Especially that second verse. I'm not gonna repeat that line, but y'all know what I'm talking about. But I do like how he ended the his first and third verses, when on his first verse he was like, "And forgetting you ever saw me is the best thing to do. Don't give a fuck about your family. They'll be resting with you." Fire. And then his third verse ended when he was like, "Give me slugs for my gas. Give me wood for my bats. Give me hood for my rats. And me, where the fuck I'm at. For real." And even how he started, he was like, "The harder it gets, the more follow. You've been in some shit and you can't all swallow. I keep my slugs hollow. Keep families in sorrow. Keep motherfuckers like you not seeing tomorrow." You know what I'm saying? Fire rhyme schemes. The first part of Damien is fire too, because it was just the beginning of all his troubles. You know what I'm saying? And the hook is iconic. The snake, the rat, the cat, the dog. How you gonna see him when you living in the fog? The snake, the rat, the cat, the dog. How you gonna see him if you living in the fog? That hook became so iconic to my dad that when Narnia came out in 2005, he didn't even call it the Lion, the Witch, and her Wardrobe. He called it the snake, the rat, the cat, the dog. I think it was because he had a tough time pronouncing the word wardrobe at the time. I mean, he can now, obviously, but it was just a long word for him to pronounce that. He was like, "F it, I'm gonna just call it the snake, the rat, the cat, the dog." But yeah, man, I like how at the end of the story, Damien is trying to get him to kill one of his old friends, but X wouldn't go for it. But he's conflicted, considering that he swore his right hand to him. So, what more can you do, X? But yeah, Crime Story. I love how that is put together, especially the drum beats and the samples and all of that. Another underrated DMX jam. What types of games are being played? How's it going down? It's on till it's gone, and I got to know now. Is you with me or what? They gonna try to give me a nut. Honeys wanna give me the bud. What? You know what I'm saying? It's one of the smoothest, you know what I'm saying, Riz / trying to holla at a chick type joints. But DMX, being the dog he is, he lets you know in the smoothest way possible, hey, I'm not the committing type. You know, that's your kid's daddy, but I'm not going to hurt him because you effing with him. But, you know, just know, if the roles were reversed, you wouldn't have to worry about me putting your hands on you type shit. But yeah, man. And then, for my dogs with Stan and Dragon and Casino and Loose, fire. ATF, fire. His rendition of I Can Feel It, stuff a legend. Though not as good as Tupac's, it's still damn good. And then my second favorite of all the hits, you know what I'm saying? I've been eating long enough now. Stop being greedy. Just keep it real, partner. Get to the needy. Ribs is touch. Just don't make me wait. If I'm around and I'ma bite you. Snatch the flake. You know what I'm saying? I love how his verses start. I can flip that flow. I can stick that hoe. I can get that dough. You know I'm with that, Joe. Anything about it, and I can't do it. Haven't seen. But when it gets dark, like a nigga's having dreams or nightmares, the night is deserting. Got me like everybody wants to hurt me. Paranoid. I struck out it whenever. Closest to me don't get it, but never. You know what I'm saying? And then even like the third verse, I love how the third verse starts. He was like, so, when the sun is up, the gun is up on the shelf. All the runners up is begging me for their help, hoping that they're not around when it get dark outside. Sun's going down, you hear the bark outside. Locks off the gauge with the buckshots. You be lucky all day, that's when your luck stops. One drops, and another gun pops, going through you and your mother. Come on, man. Fire. But I have to address the elephant in the room. DMX never made a better intro than the intro to this album. Where my dogs at? Where my dogs at? 1 2 1 2, come through, run through. Don't know what they're gonna do. Come on, man. DMX's intro to this song was so cold that it became the instrumental intro to Def Jam Vendetta. That's how cold this freaking intro was. And it plays in the background when you fight him as a boss character in the game too. What more do you need to say about this album apart from the last tracks? Like, niggas done started something, and even the most underrated track on this album. Stop Being Greedy is the most underrated hit, but the most underrated song on this album by far is The Convo. Because it's literally a one-on-one between him and God, and discussing his abilities, discussing his, talents that God blessed him with, and, the purpose and all of that. Dude, it gets real deep and intricate, because you can tell the inner war that X had been fighting from day one that repeats in every single album afterward. What a stamp. DMX was an instant legend when he dropped this. But yeah, ain't no skips on this. Ain't no skips. So let's review. F tier, ain't no whole albums you could skip. D tier, undisputed. C tier, Year of the Dog Again. B tier, Exodus, Grand Champ, Great Depression. A tier, bronze medal. And then there was X. S tier, Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood gets the silver medal. And It's Dark and Hell is Hot gets the gold medal. But anywho, that's it for DMX's GOAT case. I think he definitely deserves to be like somewhere near top 10 DOA for rappers all time. But I could be biased. I could be wrong. But he's definitely the greatest rapper to come out of Yonkers, New York. Shoot me if you think I'm wrong. But yeah, long live the dog. Long live Earl Simmons. R.I.P. to DMX, man. I want you to spam them X's in the comments, man. Let me know what your favorite DMX album and DMX song of all time is. And let me know why, if you want to continue the conversation apart from this video. But till then, I'm going to go ahead and sign out. Thank you all for joining me. It's your tribal chief of the EU, and thank you all for tuning in. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, hit notification bells to know when I upload. The next artist I will do, I don't know when that'll happen, but it will be coming soon. So please stay patient and bear with me, okay? Till then, I love you guys. Deuces.